Welcome to this session on mobile applications in support of small-scale crop farming. My name is Darelle van Greunen. I'm from the Nelson Mandela University in South Africa. Today I will be speaking to you about mobile applications that are being used in small-scale crop farming. We will consider some of the current solutions and also looking at how mobile apps are being used in the life of a farmer. We will consider the approach that should be followed when introducing ICT, and then I'll showcase some examples and thereafter open up the floor for some discussion points. As we consider the African agricultural technology revolution, I think it's important to first consider what agriculture in Africa looks like. Typically, we have smallholder farmers who own small plots of land where they grow subsistence crops and one or two cash crops. They rely mostly on family labor. In South Africa, we have a slightly different scenario. Even though we have large numbers of subsistence crops, we also have a substantial segment of smallholder farmers. The bulk of the agricultural production comes from 30 to 40,000 established commercial farmers. Across sub-Saharan Africa, agricultural technology, or agri-tech, is experiencing unprecedented levels of growth as farm laborers look for solutions to help them continue to work in the face of unpredictable weather, an exploding population, and uncertain economic landscape, even more so with the arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic. So change is inevitable. We have realized that over time there has been large investments in the agri-tech sector, with the number of startups operating in the market increasing by approximately 110% over the past 5 years. Agri-tech in Africa is not a new phenomenon. Startups have been active in the market since 2010. However, farming accounts for 60% of all jobs on the continent, and food production needs to grow by 60% over the next few years to feed the expanding population. And in these circumstances, it becomes exceptionally important that the agri-tech continues to grow. When we consider the title Agriculture and Mobile Apps, it may be that for most people this could come as a surprise that mobile technologies have reached the most traditional spheres, such as farming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about online games, shopping. We talk about real farming, real crops and harvest, all these things that are essential to our lives. The work in this area is still quite difficult and challenging. Smart agriculture is applied to improve agricultural productivity, approach agricultural-based problems such as food demand, and to build farms more connected and more intelligent. Mobile technologies tend to simplify many business activities, and they have found their applications also in agriculture. It's still largely a traditional industry, but it's becoming tech-oriented. Farmers are now open to new and innovative productive technologies. Research shows that the market value of smart agriculture globally is forecasted to reach around $27 billion by 2020. Of course, that depends on what happens with the COVID-19 pandemic. Modern technologies in agriculture are to cultivate more productivity by putting fewer efforts and resources. Farmers can gain a vast amount of production through technology. Mobile applications with advanced technologies are there for the agricultural industry to boost up the needs of the farmers. App development companies are now coming with agricultural apps with new technologies. When considering the life of the farmer, we can easily say that mobile apps is very much part and parcel of the daily life of a farmer. They've given more benefits to farmers, starting from better land management judgments to quality yields. Farmers are using many different types of apps to review the health of the crops during the crop cycle, looking at horticulture, crop management, weather forecasts, agricultural field opportunities, expert suggestions, answers to the questions. Farmers have access to a multitude of networks. They also can use technology applications to find out details related to the quality of the soil, the utilization of fertilizer, and all sorts of other information that is required. A mobile app is now part and parcel of the daily life of the farmer. In the wake of introducing ICT into agriculture and the farming processes, there are a few basic steps that we need to consider. First and foremost, the crops. What type of crops are we dealing with? Are we able to put sensors into these to allow for different platforms and software solutions? By implementing sensors and multiple software solutions, we could look at generating a rich repository of data. We have learned that data allows us to use artificial intelligence to do the decision-making on our behalf and to direct the decision-making so that it can be implemented and lead to real actuation. As we discuss the approach to introducing ICT into agriculture, what are the typical features of popular agricultural apps? Some of these features include weather forecasting. So, for example, the farmer will be informed about the climate. Is it going to be a rainy day, sunshine day? Is there a prediction of long-lasting rain, heavy snowfalls, etc.? Diseases and their treatments. Farmers could get access to specialists, asking them what they would recommend for treatments. Using mobile apps, they can actually do a video call and explain the situation to the specialist, so the specialist can recommend the best treatment for the infection. Other forms are GPS tracking, listing of goods for agriculture, worker schedules utilizing drones, calendars, pop-up notifications as reminders, payment gateways, analytics, camera and machine vision. This is also a very interesting one where some of the agricultural apps deal with visual data and artificial intelligence that allows farmers to successfully perceive plant illnesses at the starting stage, recognizing weeds, check nitrogen levels, and assess leaf harm. The evolution of farm data. This includes yield mapping, global positioning systems or GPS, monitoring systems, etc. In the early 1990s, products were being introduced that could monitor real-time factors like what the crop was yielding, moisture content, and much more. It accomplished this just by putting sensors in the soil, which it had never done before. Then, in the early 2000s, farmers were able to transfer all their data to their home computers to have it on file for future reference. This was a huge advancement, because in years to come, it made decision-making for farmers a lot easier. Farmers could be at home and easily pull up the software to see what a certain crop yielded at a certain location. In the mid to late 2000s, using drones and various crop sensors to map fields became a very popular scouting option. This was much more efficient and usually cheaper than paying someone to spend all day in one field. Around 2014, along with the rest of the world, agriculture went totally wireless and mobile, thus resulting in what we see on the screen, a then and a now. We now have a digital ecosystem of farmers. So just exactly how did this shifting from paper to digital happen? There are many mobile solutions, such as the one on the screen, that is a software as a service technology platform to manage and finance large groups of smallholder farmers. These solutions are developed by a team of agricultural value chain experts and allows the platform to easily adapt to different crop types and use cases. This traditionally replaces pen and paper-based systems with a digital platform to manage farmer profiles, track commercial exchanges, monitor field extension staff, and ensure that effective and timely technical assistance is provided in the field. Technology has become an essential aspect of the agricultural industry. Modern-day farmers use technology, the internet and web-based applications to help maintain and grow their farming produce. Not only do smartphone apps make retrieving vital information convenient for farmers, but it is also a great way to conduct business, especially for small-scale farmers, giving them a platform to get information on the market, keep a system for maintaining their production, and also get the latest news in the industry. Smartphones have become a handy tool in agriculture. The Agricultural Research Council, ARC, in South Africa has created an app that aims to provide farmers with information and best practice knowledge that enables them to be productive, economically viable, and contribute to the nation's food basket. This app creates a medium of communication between farmers, extension officers, and the ARC officials or researchers. Ultimately, the solution created by the ARC helps farmers with useful and timely information to enable them to be more productive and informed. Content that can be found on the app includes manuals and videos on production, and a warning for farmers when certain food conditions are a threat. As we conclude this presentation, it is important to note that mobile application development has enabled farmers to manage crop farming more effectively. App usage plays a significant role in reducing the costs associated with farming. Mobile apps aim to support farmers to grow better crops and in return to get better revenues and improve their livelihoods. Mobile phone services for farmers covered include text message services, helplines, and apps that provide information on weather forecasts, market information, mobile finance, and many more. Research has shown that approximately 59% of farmers use a smartphone and 44% use tablets. If you are a farmer that uses mobile devices, downloading different agricultural apps would be a really smart move to help make your farming business far more efficient. If you are a farmer that does not use a mobile device, it is probably time to embrace the 21st century by using modern technology. Finally, as we acknowledge our funders, the National Research Foundation in South Africa, the European Union, and then the Leap Agri Consortium, of which this project forms a part of, we thank you for your attention and welcome any questions.